The giant of Africa witnessed a rebirth in her political history like never before. The just concluded presidential election is one that will go there in history as many youths eager to have a say in the election process in a bid to sanitize the system. INEC, the umpire of the election, declared the candidate of the ruling party the winner of the election, with the usual fiasco associated with Nigeria election, as the giant of Africa pushed for a stable economy and the opposition called for a re-election. The next few months is definitely going to be a movie series. My name is Mr. Young. You're watching Street Vibe.
Street Vibe with Mr. Young. Mr. Young.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
We just witnessed the presidential election, concluded election, presidential election. From your own take, do you think the election was fair and fair?
It was not free and fair at all.
It was not fair and fair?
No.
Why do you say it's not fair and fair?
Everybody knows that. The snatching of the ballot boxes, destruction of ballot papers and all that. And you can see even the INEC, you can see the transmission of the results. On the screen. You can see it. You can see some of the result which was transmitted was far back as the last election.
Far back as last election?
Yes, last
result
election. Yes, the result of the last election. That's 2019, I guess so. And you can see, you will see some of these results. I think Gombe and Bauchi that has the same figures.
Okay.
They have the same figures. I don't know how can mathematically, it is not supposed to be so. You know, there must be a variation. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes, sir.
So that's it.
So, from your own perspective, the election was not free.
It was not free and fair at all.
In your polling unit, was there any form of rancor?
No, there was no form of rancor at all. It was peaceful and everything went on well. But in the process of uploading the result online, he couldn't. But he said the Bvas work offline and online. So that was what everybody believed. So after snapping the result from that our polling unit, so we all left, thinking that it's going to upload whenever they get to their collating center.
Okay. Now, Labour Party is already saying that the election was rigged against them. PDP also is accusing INEC of rigging the election. Other parties too are also saying that the election was not fair and fair. As a citizen of this country, you witnessed the election.
Sure.
Assessment. Now, if you want to assess the election and the fact that we already have a president in the APC, that's Ahmed Aswaju Tinubu, is already established as the president, no matter what anyone does about it. Now, from your assessment, how would you assess INEC, this election, in terms of conduct?
INEC has failed. They have really failed us, because this is not what they promised. You understand? So if you are telling me that every result collected from each unit is going to be uploaded and transmitted live, at the end of the day, those things you said, none of them was even meet up to. So they are failed in their part. I would call them zero.
They just concluded presidential election.
Sure, sir.
From your take, do you think that election was fair and fair?
Generally speaking, from what we saw on social media and the rest of it, I would say that the election was not really free and it was not really fair.
It was not really free and
it was not really fair.
Can you point why you say it was not really free and it was not really fair?
When the result we saw at the polling unit that was collected and counted, and then maybe finally, then what we now saw when they were to announce the election, and we saw a lot of cancellations, a lot of changing of those figures, you know that was not a free and fair election. And then secondly, you can see the delay that it took INEC before they could call out that election results. I believe that created a lot of flaws and an opportunity for rigging to take place.
What's your take on the just concluded election by INEC? The opposition party, they are calling for a re-election. There's so much drama in the politics right now. What's your take about the election?
The election would have been the best election conducted in Nigeria in the recent time. But from the INEC aspect of it, my take there is that the materials used, because they told us that the material should be the best, even what they call it, the Bvas, when they do a little about the test, the Bvas, they say they have the backup, so that if there's any complaint about it, the backup will not give you exactly what they're taking. But the result was not the case. That would have been the best prepared election.
You think the election was fair and fair from your own observation? You voted on that day, right?
Yes, I voted.
Judging by the process and
the
announcement of the results.
Yes, the announcement to me is not all that orderly as expected, because when the Bvas did not upload the result immediately, your opponent might be thinking otherwise.
Okay.
That you ought to have given the result immediately, but it was not given like that. That is where you see the opponents are saying this election is not credible.
Yes, I voted.
You voted. In the polling units, was there any form of chaos in the process?
Not at all. All parties that contested the election voted peacefully without no rancor, no fighting, nothing of it.
But there was no rancor, no chaos, not. Judging by what is going on right now from the opposition parties, that the election was not fair and fair, and Labour Party is also accusing INEC for foul play. From the look of things, do you think there's any foul play in this election? Was the election fair and fair from your own perspective?
When you mention some words, we have to define what we mean by those words. You understand? If Labour Party are saying foul play, they should tell us what they mean by foul play. But from the look of things, what I observed in Edo State, I don't know for every other state. What I observed in Edo State, it was most importantly, what I observed in my own polling booth. It was a free and fair situation. You understand?
Yeah.
So for every other places that I was not hearing, there was fighting, destruction of properties and whatever, as electoral materials and whatever. Well, I really don't know the results. What went to that extent that such an attitude or a thing might cause a head. So that's it. You understand? For me, I would say generally, I would say it was a free and fair election. In
Edo State here.
In Edo State and in some other part of the country. Okay. In the sense that people judged past elections by financial inducement.
Okay.
In this election, there was no financial inducement whatsoever.
Right.
You understand me? If I even ask you that is even talking, I believe you voted.
Sure,
you understand me? But unfortunately, if I should ask you now, did you see any financial inducement in any places?
No.
Certainly. So, and that's one of the criteria they used to judge in a free and fair election. Whether people were coerced to collect money and vote against their choice or whatsoever. But in this case,
it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that. And a winner emerged.
Now, the reason why they're accusing INEC, it was the fact that already it was established that the result will be transmitted from the Bvas to INEC Peta, and everyone can have access to the results as the election is concluded. But INEC, on the other hand, faulted by not using the Bvas that was deployed to the polling unit. So people are saying there's a foul play. That is just the reason why it seems as if there's anti-packing in the whole process. Yeah,
you know, this Bvas and any other materials used for the election, these are all man-made. You can develop fault at any particular time, regardless of the backup being cited that will be used at any point in time. Even the backup might even be 40.
So what you're saying indirectly that
you understand me?
The Tennessee state had a 40 Bvas.
I'm not saying the Tennessee state. Situations can occur that will make them change their mind at the 99th hour to upload after, not to upload immediately. Are you getting the situation of the head? So this in this part of Africa, whereby culture is more held tenaciously. You understand? A father can give birth to a child today, and tomorrow he will have a reason to disown that child.
All right.
You understand me? So also with the election. And INEC might make a position before election and choose to change it at the 99th hour. They hold in the local palace, they hold the knife and the yam. This is dusted. The INEC didn't try at all. There was a lot of manipulation. That's what I see. There was a lot of cheating. That's what I mean by cheating. Okay. Yeah, like my zone here, zone 10, there was no fight, nothing happened, but we suspected something happened on the way to INEC. That's what I see.
Okay, now looking at the process INEC deployed the Bvas
Yes.
to relay the results on INEC portal.
Yes.
Now the Labour Party and the PDP, they are asking for a recount, and they said the election was rigged against. I don't know which. If Labour Party is saying it's rigged against them, PDP says it's rigged against them.
Yes.
Are you of the opinion that
But
the election was rigged against any of this party?
But I cannot say the party I belong to. I believe Labour Party was cheated in this election.
Street Vibe with Mr. Yo.